Shakur Stevenson is returning to the ring. The opponent, Robson Conceicao, is someone who can really challenge him in this hometown title defense of his unified junior lightweight title. What's in store? What may go down? Let's talk about it in this video. On Friday, September 23rd, from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, Unified Lightweight Championship King Shakur Stevenson will defend his unified titles against Robson Conceicao. This will prove to be an intriguing matchup between two young professional fighters who have a lot at stake. Conceicao, who fought Oscar Valdez, came into his own in a fight that saw him battling against the odds, the judges, the referees, when he dropped a close decision to Valdez a year ago. In the interim, he's come back and he's put himself back in a position to challenge again for that same title +1 against Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson, on the other hand, went on to defeat Valdez in a unification match earlier this year and saw him winning on points by a wide margin. But what will be different when these two combatants faced each other? I'll tell you this much. Conceicao, who's coming into the fight with a record of 17-1, 8 KOs, has hand speed, enough athleticism, and pop on his punches that will create a challenge for Stevenson. The interesting aspect of what this gentleman brings to the fight is he knows how close his fight was against Valdez and maybe didn't have enough of a name to get the real consideration in that fight that many people felt he had won. But now people are hip to him, and Shakur is facing him in a hometown scenario. When fighters return home, battles usually turn into wars. It's just something about being at home and the opponent gets up for you. You are trying to impress your people, and there's an assortment of things that can come into play that people have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. This is one of the reasons why I'm interested in this fight. I want to see how Shakur is able to deal with the aspects that I just laid out. Now, we know that he, coming in with his record of 18-0 and 9 KOs, Stevenson is on top of his game at this particular time. His victory over Valdez, his victory over Jamel Herring, and his victory over Nakatila. Those 3 fights gave him a bit of seasoning that was required. We do know that Conceicao is a former Olympian, which means that he's on Shakur's level. And the WBC, WBO Unified World Super Featherweight titles being at stake here, both men are going to bring the best that they have to offer. Shakur is one of those fighters in this new generation that his opponents do not land a high percentage of punches against him. That means that his defense is on point. He has decent pop on his punches. He's a thinker in there. His ring IQ is very high. He is definitely going to be a strategist in this fight. And Conceicao is going to have to consider that ring IQ. He's not just going to be able to go in there and wage war, as we saw that he did with Valdez, who was more than willing to comply. From observation and film study breakdown, there are aspects to Conceicao's game that I've taken note of. He's definitely a crisp puncher. His punches have pop, they have snap. He has decent hand speed. As I watched him in his fight against Valdez, he was able to utilize doubling up on shots like the left hooks, and he set Valdez up for uppercuts. His offense was really cranking against Valdez, but that's against Valdez. Shakur Stevenson will not be available for a lot of what he's able to do. So he's going to have to make the adjustment of being able to utilize straight punches. Although he has a tremendous left hook, a double left hook, it's going to require that he has to find openings. That means that the jab that he didn't use as much against Valdez will be important against the southpaw Stevenson. He's going to have to set things up to open up shots for himself. And there is where Shakur may lay traps for Conceicao. Being the fighter that he is, using the skill sets that he possesses, Stevenson will be able to throw combinations and counters off of whatever Conceicao does, and his southpaw advantage will be utilized. Will Conceicao be able to play chess? That's going to be the question here. I do not doubt his offensive capabilities one iota. I do not doubt his defensive capabilities one iota. I do wonder about his ring IQ, because this is definitely going to be the type of match where the combatants will try to outmaneuver the other. The advantages that Stevenson brings in here is that he's a few years beyond his contemporaries with his mindset toward boxing, his ring IQ. I remember when being asked about the possibility of facing someone like Tank Davis and being worried about Tank Davis's power. He was like, why would I be worried about that? He was like, he wouldn't hit me with any of that. I loved the comment. It spoke levels of his understanding about the sport of boxing. You see, when you know that you're capable, when you know that you have something, that's the way you see the fight. You don't see the fight like a fan. You don't see the fight like someone who's in awe of another's abilities. So Conceicao in this fight is going to have to prove to Shakur that not only is he on his level, that he can challenge for this title and possibly lift it from Shakur, but he has to do it with skills and guile. I believe that this fight can bring the best out of both men, and I don't expect it to be a boring fight. Though their styles are similar, but not quite, because their personalities are so different. We will see the best of what both men have to offer. And as I stated over his last couple of performances, I would like to see Shakur Stevenson start looking to stop his opponents, not just best them, but stop them. And this doesn't mean I want to see him go on a string of knockouts. I want to see him show everyone that he can put an end to things. I believe he's capable of that. But he very well may have that Pernell Whitaker gene that likes to just beat people down. And when you do that and you take someone apart systematically where they can't win rounds against you, it shatters the confidence of the opponent. And that's what happens when you're in there with a skilled fighter like Shakur Stevenson. Now, his hand speed will come into play here as well, because Conceicao, though he has fast twitch muscles and pop on his punches, the counters that Shakur is looking to score will have to be found in certain intervals, and he's going to have to run the numbers himself. His punches need to come in combination. Conceicao likes to throw a sneaky uppercut on the inside, and sometimes from mid-range. Shakur needs to be prepared for that. But also, Shakur is going to realize some of the weaknesses that Conceicao has, such as languishing on the inside, waiting for the receipt from his opponent. You can't do that against Shakur Stevenson. He will take you apart. Also, lack of head movement is another shortcoming that Conceicao has displayed. He doesn't really utilize his legs, lateral movement, getting in and out, unless he's been tagged a good shot. So therefore, Shakur may set traps, allowing him to feel confident being in the pocket, being in a place where he thinks he may be doing good work, and Shakur be planning to take advantage of his shortcomings. That's the way I see things playing out. And if Shakur Stevenson is not distracted being in his hometown, because let's face it, that can happen. It has happened to fighters greater than he and lesser. If he can pull it together and perform in front of his hometown, the sky is the limit, because this is another one of those tests that a fighter needs in his career to really carry him to another level. And being a unified champion, fighting in your hometown. I remember Evander Holyfield bringing his title home to Atlanta and defending against Burt Cooper. And we remember what a knockdown drag out that turned out to be for Evander for a hometown return. So Shakur, if he can face Conceicao in the right manner, will be looking up and also be looking to move up. Word has it that he wants to take on the lightweights, and he has the skill set to do so. These are my thoughts and my breakdown of this fight. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until the next time we meet, peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.